So we are now in lesson 19, which is all about creating formulas and charting data in Excel. So when you work with formulas in Excel, you use equations to calculate values. These are known as formulas. A formula uses numbers and cell references to perform calculations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. A formula consists of two components, an operand and an operator. So let's go ahead and get started. Open up step 19.1 in your lesson 19 folder. And let's save this step as order 1. Now, notice in our spreadsheet order 1, we have a spreadsheet to, let's say, total inventory. So we have our quantity of items, we have the item number, which is just used to identify the items. We have the unit price, which is the cost of each item. And then we need to figure out the line total, our discount, and our adjusted price. So we're going to use formulas in Excel to do so. But the first thing I want to do is click in cell D2 and enter $74.95 and press enter. 5 items at $14.99 a piece gives you a total of $74.95. Now, let's click in cell A2 and change the quantity to 6. So notice that now that we've changed our quantity to 6, our line total has to be adjusted, because $14.99 times 6 is actually $89.94. So we have to manually update our total. So let's change our quantity back to 5. And this time we will enter a formula in our cell. Now, a formula in Excel, you'll always start it with an equal sign. So equals, and our formula consists of the number 5, which is cell A2. So I'm going to enter A2. And notice that when I did that, I get a blue border around it. My order of operation will be the multiplication symbol. The multiplication symbol is your asterisk, which is Shift 8 on your keyboard. And we want to multiply A2 by our unit price, which is C2. So let me type C2, and notice I get another border that lets me know the two cells that are part of my equation is A2 and C2. Press enter. Notice that $74.95 appears in my line total. Now, let's go back to cell A2 and change it to 6. Notice that our line total was adjusted this time for the quantity change. Let's change it back to 5. And in cell C3, notice we have, in cell A1, we have one quantity and the unit price is $22.49. So we're still going to enter a formula, and it will look like equals. But instead of typing it, this time I'm going to click on the cell. And notice it automatically puts A3 in my cell. And then shift asterisk, which is the number, shift and the number 8. And then click on cell C2. C3. And then enter. And it gives me $22.49. So in cell D2, we manually entered our cell formula, and in cell D3, we clicked to actually add it to our formula. So the next thing we will do is in cell A3, change your total to 10 and press enter. Again, notice the result changed to $224.90 to reflect the increase in your total. Click cell D4 if you're not already there. So D4, and into the formula A3, so equals A3 times C3, and press enter. Notice 224 appears, but you realize that that's row 4, that references are for actually row 3. Press F2, which is the function key on your keyboard, and notice it highlights the rows above to indicate that the formula you entered actually references the row above. Use your arrow key and change the 3s to 4s. And notice that it actually updated it to reflect 4 times $10.99. So you should have $43.96 in cell D4. Press enter to accept the changes. So we just went through and calculated multiplying our line totals by entering our equal sign and typing A2 times C2, which gave us our total. Here we used the equal sign and actually clicked on each cell to enter it into the equation. And then we also saw that when we entered the wrong row into our formula for row 4, we simply pressed F2 on our keyboard to update our formula. And also remember that your borders are active around your cells when you enter it into an equation. So you just learned the first step to creating and editing a formula in Excel. Save your changes, and I will see you on step 2.